Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Timothy Gibbons, and I am here with the Hall of Famer, Mickey Thomas. Folks, we wanted to do a special Turnbuckle TV here, but we think that we should probably show you some footage that happened recently at Saturday Night Carnage.
But something happened in the last year that makes you sick to your stomach. It upsets you at night because you know that for once I have proven to be the better man. I am the better man. I am the spotlight. Shut up! Shut up! Guy, I just want you to know, tonight I will defeat you again. I will leave here with this championship. And I will cement my spot forever above you.
Mickey, I know it's tough to watch when it was you and Archie that were the ones that this happened to. But we wanted to see how things were. I understand that you had a concussion.
I did. I've been off for the past week. Stayed at home, checked in on Archie. He's doing a little better. People don't understand, though, that we have a job to do too, and Spencer Powers took a lot of anger and aggression out on us, and Archie, of course, got the worst end of the stick.
He sure did.
It's hard seeing your friend for so long. He's got to drink out of a straw, Big old thing on his neck.
I saw that. At least we were able to get him one of them metal straws where his drink's always cold. Are the doctors releasing you to come back to the office and resume normal duties?
Oh yeah, I'm back free and clear. Like I said, I didn't get nearly as bad as Archie, so I just got a little bumped up on the head, concussion, and then I spent probably 4 days afterwards concussing Spencer Powers. So yeah, I'm good to go.
I can imagine. Well, folks, we wanted to also give you an update on the voice of PWA, Antoine Archie. We've all been to the hospital to visit Archie and spoke with the doctors. According to what they're telling us, Archie suffered a severe neck sprain that did something to the backside of the spinal column. He's also suffered 2 broken ribs, which is from the chair shot that Spencer Powers has given Archie. Archie's home now.
He is home.
He's resting. Not real sure the real timetable. And according to Archie, as he says, the show must go on. And he says to us every single day since this has happened, he says, I will be at Gold Rush. There's nothing that's going to stop me. I will be at Gold Rush. So, I mean, you're a close personal friend. You've been there for many and many of years, and I'm sure he's told you the same thing over and over. I will be at Gold Rush regardless.
He will be there.
So, Archie here, all of us at PWA, me, myself, I'm sure, the Hall of Famer, Mickey Thomas, all want to say get well soon so that we can see you back in the ring and doing what you do best. But unfortunately, as down-noted as this is, I mean, we do have a show that we have to do.
Yeah, and Arch made me promise to come in and do Turnbuckle TV, so here we are.
Well, let's go ahead and get this rocking and rolling.
Right.
So PWA wants to go ahead and talk to you about our sponsors.
We have 2 new sponsors. Welcome to the PWA family.
2?
2 of them.
Okay.
We have the Springfield Iron and Metal and the FNW Resources. Both right here, local Springfield businesses, and they've joined the PWA family to help us out. So
That's good.
we welcome.
The more people that want to jump on board with PWA and help out is great. I mean, it shows that we're growing even more.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Get bigger and better.
That's right. We also want to thank Yanni's Euros.
Best Euros in town.
You're not kidding there.
Oh.
It's also a permanent pre-sale ticket stop for PWA.
And a fat man's dream. We also have Shaner's Tire. Also with Shaner's Towing. And after that happened to Archie, I felt bad because I did go through Shaner's Towing to get his car towed. It blood, sweat, and tears. But anyway, we also have Order to Eat. I actually called them, so they should be coming to the studio anytime.
Yeah?
They did.
What'd you order?
Well, I got, tandoori chicken.
Yeah? Did you order me anything?
The rice. You can have the rice.
Whoa, wait, the rice?
Comes with it.
What kind of rice? There's all kinds of rice out there. And it better be a good one.
It's white rice.
Well, what am I supposed to do with white rice? It's bland.
Put a little sugar on it.
Well, if I want to put sugar on it, I'm going to take the sugar packet that you got over there.
Then the table will be wobbly again.
Well, I'd rather have some tasty rice. Not worried about a wobbly table. That's okay. You order your order to eat because Penn Station East Coast Subs is where I'm going for supper.
That's a good place too. I've
Yeah.
been there with Tom Arson before.
Yeah, I remember you saying that at the last Turnbuckle TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went there and had a celebratory sub.
Celebratory sub. What was you celebrating?
He won the regional championship.
Did you buy the sub or did he buy the sub?
Well, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. Alright. I see how this is going to go. Alright.
But we also have the Riverton Party Store.
Yes, we do.
All your party needs in one place.
That's right. I walk in there all the time. When you walk in the Riverton Party Store, you just walk in, you see this little bitty dog running around, comes up, greets you all the time. You say, "Hey, Chip, what's up?" He's always right there.
And I'm Irish. I heard through the grapevine you're Irish.
Well, we won't talk about my background.
So, well, it's an Irishman.
We don't need to get into that. There might be a brawl rumble or something that happens in the studio. We don't want to do that.
Well, if you're an Irishman, you'll love the Riverton Party Store.
Yeah. All right. Well.
And also to keep up on everything going on at PWA, keep up with us, all the wrestlers, check out the Facebook page, facebook.com/PWA Springfield.
What about the other one? There's a brand new thing that we have now.
Oh, we have a website.
Darn right we have a website.
Right, I'm computer illiterate, and I got a memo on I was gone for a week. Then I got this big old piece of paper, and it said, HOF Mickey, check out site.
And you looked outside, didn't you?
Well, but anyway, I did find out that they meant check on the computer box. So I did.
What'd you find?
I had to get Archie's secretary to look it up.
Wait a minute, how's Archie have a secretary?
I don't know, they gave him one.
Do you have a secretary?
No.
Okay. Because if you have a secretary, then I'm sending some emails.
Well, you see where I think Smash and Flash comes to the studio as a joke, but you see where my nameplate always ends up?
No.
It's on the door of the bathroom.
Is it really?
Yeah.
I could give you an insight. I don't think that's Smash and Flash. I think I might have been doing that.
Really?
I'll tell you later.
Oh.
We gotta keep going here.
All right. But it's pinfallwrestlingspringfield.net. And it's easy for people that don't even know how to work a computer, like me.
PinfallWrestlingSpringfield.net. Brand new website.
Yeah.
All your information about PWA.
Oh, yeah.
Everything.
Everything.
Events, wrestlers, past guests, Hall of Famers,
Oh, yeah.
sponsors,
Oh, yeah.
even our affiliated links.
Oh, yeah.
One of those affiliated links, I believe you're part of that group, aren't you?
That's right. Yeah, Ansar Shriners right here in Springfield, Illinois. It goes right to their Facebook page, it takes you right to facebook.com/Ansar Shriners.
Okay, I'll have to check that out.
Oh, yeah. And then it's also another thing Pinfall Wrestling Association supports. It takes you right to their Facebook page, which that's facebook.com/support ADA changes.
That's right.
Yeah.
And even more information about PWA is you can go to YouTube,
Oh yeah.
search Pinfall Wrestling Association.
Ooh.
You can even look at Turnbuckle TV.
Yeah. We got our own channel.
That's right. They can go there and see this.
That's right.
You're going to see me and Hall of Famer here.
And then we also have a Twitter account.
Yes, we do.
I don't have a personal Twitter because I'm still learning a lot of the basics.
You want me to show you how to set one of them up? I mean, it's pretty simple.
Oh,
You can go right into the app and just download this and do that.
Just send me a note in the office.
You want me to send you a memo? Let's just check the site?
Yeah.
You won't look outside, will you?
It's Twitter at PWHSPFLD.
That's right.
That's it? Yeah.
That's right.
Even easy for me.
Yeah. Just a couple of letters.
Right.
All right. Well, folks, there you have our sponsors. Way to keep up on everything that we do here in PWA Studios, everything. I mean, if you look in there far enough, you might find some more things on the Hall of Famer here.
Not bad, is it?
I don't know. I haven't looked yet.
No, me neither.
We'll check it out later.
Okay.
We'll go check the memo.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Now, folks, we want to talk to you about Saturday Night Carnage. I mean, besides, what they already know, actually it was a really good show.
Other than what happened, it was a really, really entertaining show. And that night also, we had a lot of snow outside.
Oh, but the weather was terrible.
It was nasty. I mean, my parking spot was covered. But even with all the snow, we still had a lot of people show up to give support. It was nice.
We sure do. And we want to thank all those people.
Oh, yeah.
Despite what happened outside, that still came out to support PWA that night. Wait a minute. Parking. You got a parking spot at the Lanphier School, too?
Yeah, they had a blue sign up too, so I knocked it down. Actually, the front end of my car knocked it down, so I just...
Did you have to call Shaner's Towing after you knocked over the sign? Did you get stuck on it? Did you stuck in the snow?
They're a wonderful sponsor.
No. Anyway. I want to talk about a little bit of things here, Eagle. Phage.
Yeah, the Pumpkin King.
And Madman.
Yeah.
I mean, Monster versus Monster, Part 2.
It was exciting.
I was hoping that Madman was going to be able to take those big meat hooks of hands that he has and wrap them around that pumpkin and squish it. We'd have some pumpkin pie.
Well, wait a minute now. Madman's been around the block, but Phage he's the new monster of Central Illinois wrestling.
I don't know about the new monster of Central Illinois. I mean,
That guy's scary.
look, I understand there was some things that happened, Mickey, but you didn't see the rest of what went on in that match I tipped. And from what I saw, there should have been pumpkin pie everywhere. There shouldn't have been anything else going on there.
What are you talking about?
There were some things that happened in that match that if Madman knew all about, I'm sure Madman would probably be a little more upset than he really is right now. That little crony that's always running around with the Pumpkin King.
Oh, he's awesome.
He's awesome.
Yeah.
How's he up?
No.
He sticks his nose in everything that has to do with Phage.
No.
Yeah.
He's a nice guy. I think it's a guy. He's a nice guy.
You've talked to him.
No, but I asked him to get me a water.
Did he get you water?
Hmm?
Did he?
Hmm?
It's probably the evil, weird forces that Phage has on him that made him get you that water.
Oh, come on.
Yeah. Anyway, you had Monster versus Monster. I mean, it was a good match regardless.
It was.
The only thing is at the end of this match, we saw Phage decide to let everybody know, and Madman himself, what he really, really thought. I think that's where you're getting the monster of
He
Central.
showed him that he's the biggest monster in PWA and all of wrestling in our area. That's what I see.
I see nightmares is what I see.
He gives you nightmares.
You ain't kidding. I don't like sleeping at night anymore. I've talked to him personally a few times, and it's not really that great of a conversation.
Phage is a really nice guy. I don't know why you and Antoine both. You guys are both very biased when it comes to The best talent in PWA.
So now I'm biased.
Yeah.
Because I don't like Phage, the Pumpkin King, because he's scary.
How could you not like him, though? He's awesome.
He's
got a little minion. He's got a big stick. He come into PWA wielding his big stick, and he took down the biggest monster in PWA.
I don't think this rivalry between Phage and Madman's over by any means.
Phage won.
I just don't think it's over. Madman's, yeah. I don't know.
I think Phage can win again, then.
We'll see.
He's the Pumpkin King of Halloween Town.
I know.
You ever been there?
Nightmares. No.
Me neither.
Okay. When you go, you let me know what it's really like. I still won't go.
Well, I don't want to go alone.
What? Take his minion with you. He'll show you around. He'll be your little Igor.
That's what he reminds me of, Igor. You know, from those old movies,
Yeah.
you know, the black and white
Sure.
old horror movies. Yeah, the little Igor. Phage tells him what to do, and he just does it automatically.
Well, that's that Pumpkin King spell, I'm telling you. That's what he has.
Oh, the little hoodoo shows. I
Yeah.
think that's cool. I've been to New Orleans before.
Have you?
Oh, yeah.
I was too, but it wasn't for anything like that. I had a good time while I was there.
Well, me too. But that's kind of the you know, the power.
Okay. What about Casey Jackson? Casey Jackson came back to PWA in this show.
He did. Guy's been around a long, long time. Still a very good, talented guy. But as much as I've, you know, like him, as long as I've known him, I might have to go with R-Dub on that. I think R-Dub is actually, he's like the future, as where Casey Jackson was like the past. The future of PWA.
Did you hear this guy?
What?
Are you siding with the amoralist now?
I don't even know what that means, but again,
Well, I don't know either. That's just what R-Dub calls himself. The amoralist R-Dub. You have to ask him.
Oh, he's cool.
Is this how this is gonna all the? Really? Are you gonna side with all these guys today?
What do you mean, all these guys?
Look, regardless of what happened with Casey and R-Dub, Casey had that match. Fair and square all the way through. And you want to come over and say, you know, R-Dub.
I like R-Dub.
Yeah. Not as much as you like the Disrespecticons and Tom Arson?
Did Archie call you before the show?
I did go visit Archie today before the show to see how he was doing.
I can tell.
You didn't go see him?
I had lunch with the Disrespecticons today. I couldn't.
I'm going to send Archie a text and let him know that you decided to have lunch with the Decons instead of coming and seeing him.
Well, there ain't no need to do all that.
Mickey.
But R-Dub is, you gotta admit though, he's a young, talented PWA star.
And unfortunately, I don't want to say this.
But you're gonna say it.
I know. I can see where you're coming from on a up-and-coming star because, yeah, I mean, R-Dub was the PWA heavyweight champion once.
He was the PWA heavyweight champion once.
Why would you say stuff like that?
Well, it's because it's true. And you know who he beat for that? Zero Hype Guy Smith.
But you know who beat R-Dub
Well, that's all fizzle.
for that PWA heavyweight title?
That,
Zero Hype Guy Smith. So what do you say about that?
mistakes happen.
Mistakes happen, okay. So are you saying R-Dub made a mistake at that time?
It just takes one little thing, you know. And
What about Nelson Six sticking his nose where it don't belong?
oh, I like Nelson Six.
Here we go again.
No, I do. He's got like that mohawk that kind of curves around, you know. I never seen it before him, but it's not straight up and down. You know, it curves all the way around. He's awesome. How could you not like Nelson Six?
I'm gonna bring a pair of clippers into the office next week when I come in for that meeting that we have that you'll be in, and I'm gonna go ahead and give you that same haircut so that you can go. Yeah.
No, I don't want it myself.
Well, you said you like it so much. Why not?
I like it on Nelson Six.
Just on Nelson Six.
Just on
Well,
Nelson Six.
I don't like Nelson Six. Nelson Six sticks his nose in things he doesn't need to be sticking his nose in, like he did with Casey Jackson.
How can you be so biased against... What's Nelson Six ever done to you?
What's Nelson Six? Well, honestly, Nelson Six has never done anything to me.
See?
But when he goes and sticks his nose where it doesn't belong, the match was fine. R-Dub didn't need no help. KC was doing fine. R-Dub was doing just what he was supposed to do. But Nelson Six had to come out there and stick his nose out there.
Well, that is the PWA executive's fault.
How is it an executive's fault that another wrestler stuck his nose in another match?
Because that talented Nelson Six was not on schedule for the card that night. So he went and got himself a match. He's a go-getter. He went out there and got himself put on there.
He's a go-getter, all right.
He's a go-getter.
He went out there and did what he shouldn't have done. And he ended up paying a consequence for it.
Oh, well, that's just because the Pinfall Academy graduated a behemoth to come out there and do it. That's what happened.
Whoa. You did an interview with that behemoth, as you call him.
He's a monster.
Yeah, he is.
That's a monster. If anybody's a monster, it's that guy.
I know personally. I stood across the lines with him on the gridiron. He is a monster.
Well, okay. Now, the All-American Brent Dunn also did not have a scheduled match at Saturday Night Carnage. And look what happened. You talk about Nelson Six going out there to, cause trouble doing something he wasn't supposed to do. Well, Brent Dunn did the same thing.
The All-American came out and did exactly what any All-American would have done, or any other person would have done, in the right sense. He came out there to the aid of Casey Jackson because Nelson Six and R-Dub were doing what they should have been doing.
But you have to admit, what Brent Dunn did was no different than Nelson Six.
I beg to differ on that, and now you're being biased.
I'm not being biased. I'm the most right down the middle person there is at the PWA.
Right down the middle.
That's what I said. Is that what I said? I'm right down the thing there.
Look, behemoth as you call him. The All-American Brent Dunn's red hot in PWA. Okay, ever since he come right out of Pinfall Academy, he's been red hot. And that runs right up there with red, white, and blue. He's All-American. He tells you every single time he sees you. I mean, he's got the rings to prove it. Have you seen him?
I've seen him.
I mean, I'd hate to get punched by it. I mean, my gosh. I mean, he's got one on every finger.
Well, honestly, every time that they said that I had an appointment scheduled with him to do another interview, I always make sure that it's on my day off.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
We're just going to have to get one scheduled here in the next couple of days and see if we can get that done.
That's all right. I'm sure somebody else can handle that.
Okay. All right. So that's just how it wants to go then, huh?
What? He's intimidating.
Why? Because he's way up here?
Well, yeah. Speaking of America, it's like looking at the statue of Brent Dunn. It's like, boom.
Yeah. Well, the All-American Brent Dunn is red hot here, regardless. I mean, the fans are all over it.
Yeah.
And no matter who he gets put in there with, or comes out and saves because someone sticks their nose in the wrong business. But here's the thing: the All-American Brent Dunn. I mean, he's a force.
I'll give you that.
He is a force.
He is a force. A big, gigantic force.
Well, the other thing I really wanted to talk about is what about that main event?
No. Man, I had a headache that you would not believe, and I still peeked my head out of the curtain for as long as I could to watch it because I really didn't want to miss it. It was like the highlight coming up. I wanted to make sure I seen those three guys, and as much as I was not very pleased with Spencer Powers from earlier that evening, I still wanted to see the match. Because regardless of what anybody thinks personally of any of them, those three are like the best in our entire region. Not only just PWA, it's everywhere.
When you look at it, you have the return of the Apex Blake Steele at Blood, Sweat, and Tears.
Yeah.
Came out there, and we had an impromptu match between him and Zero Hype Guy Smith, which in itself was an epic match then.
Oh, yeah.
Spencer Powers was nowhere to be around because Well, the executive's this and the executive's that, and I don't like how they run me and how they do all this to me.
He was on vacation.
On vacation. Well, that's what he hopefully is going to be now because of what he did at Saturday Night Carnage.
Well, as sad as I am about the whole situation, I probably would not be disappointed if he took another long vacation.
Yeah. So then you end up with the Apex Blake Steele and Zero Hype Guy Smith not able to finish what everyone wanted to see. So the executives made that decision to put all three of them in a match.
Oh, yeah.
Saturday Night Carnage.
Every once in a while,
for that title.
Every once in a while, the PWA executives do have a good idea.
Yeah. It's just real tough getting a hold of them sometimes.
Tell me about it.
Well, I know, right? I've been trying to do it for the last year and a half just to get what I want. You don't see me with a parking spot in 2 places.
Well, I just
Going to lunch with all the bad guys and champion here and champion that.
He's bad guys.
Yeah. Anyway, so Saturday Night Carnage. This match was not just in the ring. It was in the bleachers. It was in a crowd. I remember one time where, if I remember right, Blake Steele had Spencer Powers in the crowd, and he went out there and started just smacking the poop out of him. Right there. And they were chased up into the bleachers. I mean, these guys were everywhere.
Well, literally. They were everywhere. Somebody got slammed on the wooden bleachers at Lanphier High School.
Mm-hmm.
That had to hurt.
Well,
I don't care who you are.
I'm probably sure it probably did. But, regardless, you got the 3 greatest superstars in PWA right now.
Oh, yeah.
And then you have stuck them all together in one ring on one night. Somebody had to come out a victor.
Well, Spencer's kind of going through something. I don't know. He's kind of nuts. But it cost him the belt.
Emotions. He let his emotions get to him, is what I'm going to say.
Yeah, I'm sure that had a big part of it.
So
now we have the new Pinfall Wrestling Association heavyweight champion, Zero Hype Guy Smith.
3-time.
3 times, yeah.
3-time.
I don't know what to think about him, though, honestly, personally.
What do you mean?
Well, because, I've invited him to lunch, and, I've, offered to, and all these social gatherings, I've offered to, he never returns my calls.
He's not a cheater like the rest of those guys that you associate with.
What are you talking about, cheating?
That's why he probably won't return your calls or accept your lunch invites. He doesn't cheat to win.
I think you're more biased than Archie.
I don't know about that. I mean, you were biased earlier about the All-American because he was taller than you.
He's taller than everybody.
He's even taller than me, unfortunately. I gotta stand on a chair when I talk to him.
Well,
but anyway, a great match regardless. Did see Zero Hype Guy Smith become the 3-time PWA heavyweight champion.
Now see, what's different between you and Archie, even though he doesn't return my calls or, answers memos, I'll have to say, congratulations.
Oh. That was hard for you to say, wasn't it?
It hurt a little.
Did it? Spencer Powers doesn't have the title no more. Where does Spencer go from here?
Probably on a vacation.
Probably on that's probably what you would like to see right now, is at least go on a vacation, right?
Wouldn't hurt my feelings.
No. Probably wouldn't hurt Archie's feelings either. Where does Blake Steele go from here? I mean, I heard rumblings in the office today about Gold Rush. Involves Blake Steele, is from what I hear.
Well, the only thing I have heard, because I skip out on a lot of meetings, but I heard that they'll both definitely be there, so just leads you to think,
Hang on, I got an email.
No. You can do that right from there?
Yeah, they can send me on. It's the computer and a phone.
Oh.
Yeah. It says right, there it is. There's your answer, right there. The Apex Blake Steele
Oh.
versus Zero Hype Guy Smith
Oh, look at that.
for the PWA heavyweight title.
Well, I'll be.
So Blake Steele's weaseled his way into another match with Guy Smith,
What do you mean?
and this time it's for the title.
What do you mean weaseled his way in?
He shows up at blood, sweat, and tears out of nowhere after being gone for 9 months, gets a shot at Guy Smith, gets stuck in a 3-way title match the next month, and now he gets Guy Smith in a one-on-one encounter for the title. Weaseled his way in.
Oh, come on now. You can't say that. Weaseled his way in. He's one of the best, he's one of the most technically sound wrestlers in our entire region. How could that be weaseling? That's just, he's got an awesome talent. He deserves to be where he's at.
Well, let's call it politicking then.
Politicking?
Yeah.
Oh.
He's gone for 9 months. No one knows where he's at. No one knows anything about him. And all of a sudden he gets put into 2 title matches? Just like that?
That's what good talent gets you.
Why? Because his name's the Apex Blake Steele? That's the only reason?
It's a pretty awesome name.
So's Tim Gibbons.
But he looks cooler. He's got a full beard. You only got a goatee.
No,
And he's got long hair.
I can't deal with long hair.
He kind of looks like the Macho Man. I'm not the only one that thinks so. There was people in the crowd saying that too. Just saying.
Anyway. So, I mean, you're going to have Blake Steele, Guy Smith, PWA heavyweight title at Gold Rush. We're going to see blood, sweat, and tears all over again, except there's a title on the line.
It's more exciting that way. Hey, we have to admit, them two together, no matter what we think of either one of them, it's going to be a good match. Add the title on the line, it's going to be even 10 times better. Watch.
Oh, I don't even know.
Blake wants to come into PWA with a force, and he wants to walk away with that coveted belt. That's like the #1 thing for a guy in PWA to want. Everybody's got a taste for the gold, and watch, he's going to get it.
So, what's your thoughts on that match?
Well, it's going to be probably the most technically sound anybody could see. It's going to be some of the best wrestling in all the area, and Blake Steele is going to be the new PWA champion.
I'll agree on the first 2, because you're absolutely 100% correct.
What's wrong with number 3?
But I just don't see the Apex Blake Steele walking into PWA out of nowhere and beating Zero Hype Guy Smith, who right now, and I'm going to steal this line, and you can tell him if you want because I don't care, Zero Hype Guy Smith is on fire right now. In a good way.
Well, I don't know about on fire.
And he's going to walk out of Gold Rush, still the PWA heavyweight champion.
Well, I'm going to have to say I disagree. You're forgetting, though, that when you have a combination of them two, you already are, you're going to know that you just should not miss that match no matter who you are. A fan, somebody in the back, the water getters, whoever, you need to watch that match. You're going to see the best entertainment in all of our area, let alone PWA. But I'm going to have to say that if I was to vote on who would I think to go on top, it would be the Apex Blake Steele.
Okay. I'll let you take it. I mean, it's your opinion.
Plus, we went to lunch.
How many times do you go to lunch in a week?
How many days are in a week?
7?
7.
Is this really? Look, Zero Hype Guy Smith's going to walk out, hold the title. That's point blank. Okay?
Okay, we'll go with it.
We'll go with that. Yeah. All right. Now, the other breaking news that we have here tonight is about the tag team titles.
Yeah.
And your buddies are all in this match.
Yeah, I know. I'm a little conflicted.
So, why don't you tell us what that match is going to be about?
I think the PWA executives did that to me on purpose.
You think?
I'm always in the office, and they say I'm bothering them and all that, and one of the secretaries almost got a restraining order, but that's beyond the point. What I'm saying is I was in there for, 2 days straight when I heard the news, and I was thinking, oh, they're doing this to me on purpose. This is not good news for me. You got the Disrespecticons Tom Arson and Bradley Stevens III in a three-way tag team title match with Smash and Flash.
Yeah. It's going to be awesome.
Awesome?
No, it's going to be awesome.
That's horrible.
How is it horrible? You got two of the greatest tag teams in PWA right now in this match.
And then you got Smash and Flash. I know.
No. You have the Disrespecticons, Smash and Flash, and you have the newly acquired, which actually, if I really remember, way back many years ago, the #1 Tom Arson and the returning Bradley Stevens III joining forces again.
The Monopoly.
Are in PWA in a triple threat tag team match. So again, you have two of the greatest tag teams we have right now.
In Smash and Flash. I'm going to have to say that I'm going to have to... Oh, man, that's a tough call for me to make.
Well, all your buddies are in this match. I mean, how do you call this one?
Oh, I honestly don't know.
I'll tell you how I call it.
I'm interested.
Turn up for what?
Oh.
Smash and Flash, buddy.
Turn that down.
Turn it down.
I'm so...
They want to turn it up. That's how loud it's supposed to be.
You know, before Archie got hurt, he used to drive by my house with his radio cranked up for that song.
Did he?
I got so tired of hearing that.
Did you stand up and start dancing like in the video?
No, I went outside the door hollering like madman. I was like, get out of my neighborhood.
That was pretty good. I wasn't sure if that was you or Madman sitting next to me for a second there.
I'm used to it. He does it to me every time I see him.
Regardless of what you think in this match, because your buddies are all in this match. Smash and Flash, the tag team champions, will still be the tag team champions.
How do you figure that?
I went to lunch with them the other day.
The odds are up against him, though.
Doesn't matter. They came over and visited me at work. We had lunch.
Well, that's all fine and dandy, but you know, I just think that that's going to be very hard, you know, because just think of Tom Arson's poor shoulders. Right, he's already got the regional belt on one. He's gonna have
I see where you're going here.
on the other.
I see where you're going here.
You don't take any consideration into that, you know.
Well, what are you going to do here? Are you gonna make your buddies Scotty Cash and Magnus over here mad because you root for Tom Arson? Or are you going to make Tom Arson mad because you root for the Disrespecticons here? Because I'm telling you right now, whatever decision you make, you won't be getting lunch that week.
Well, that depends. We just go out and group lunch.
Oh.
But if Smash and Flash walks into this match and they think that with the Disrespecticons and Arson and Stevens over here, that if they think they're still going to walk away the tag team, champions, they're crazy. I know they're crazy, but they're even crazier than I thought if they think they're going to retain them.
Have you seen how Flash is?
Yes,
he's crazy as it is. I mean, he's all over the place.
Yeah.
I can't even keep track of him half the time, and when I'm in the ring with them all,
well,
it's a blur.
Well, still, I think they have a lot of force coming at them.
Here's what I see. I'm going to see Flash going all over inside the ring. I'm going to see Scotty Cash trying to hit him. He's going to be swinging all over the place. John's not going to be able to keep up with him. Bradley Stevens and Tom Arson, somehow, I just don't see how that's going to work.
Oh, what? Now, come on. Where do you come up with this stuff?
Where do I come up with it? I'm at every single show.
I know, but...
I see what happens.
I think you choose to see what happens.
No.
Yes.
You start to sound like my wife.
What?
But she tells me I just choose to hear what I want to hear.
Well, I'm going to have to agree with her.
And you're telling me I see what I want to see.
That's right. I agree with your wife.
Okay.
I'm going to have to give her a memo.
She won't look outside, though.
Yeah.
Now, even though Tom Arson's in this tag team match, what's next for Tom Arson as the regional champion?
Well, I tell you what. That regional championship is only a stepping stone into being #1 in PWA, not just #1 Tom Arson. Why? He's going to be #1 in PWA eventually.
I don't disagree with you at all on that. I really don't.
Now, as far as the regional championship, nobody's been able to beat him yet.
Hopefully somebody will step up to the plate and
What do you mean, hopefully?
and see what we can get done there.
Well, I remember you were one of the guys that just walked on by in the locker room when we were all celebrating.
I had a plane to catch.
That's your excuse?
Yep.
Champagne was awesome.
Was it? So was first class champagne on my plane.
Well, come on.
So you don't see anybody in PWA that's able to step up for the regional title?
Nope. Yeah, I honestly can say that, no, not at all. Tom Arson is pretty good. He can beat them all. It doesn't matter.
Not at all, Tony. Okay. What about, well, we've already covered Smash and Flash. You think that that's going to end, but I still think that they'll have the titles.
Yeah, they're going to turn it down.
We're going to turn it down. I'm going to call Archie and I'm going to ask him for your address and I'm going to come by your house tonight and I'm going to be playing that really loud.
I just love the people I work with.
Yep. I'm going to step outside the house and I'm going to yell, "Hey, Mickey!" As soon as you open up your door, bloop, turn it up for what? That's how it's going to happen.
Those guys, oh, I tell you what.
No, come on now. Now, even though Guy Smith has Blake Steele,
Yeah.
he still has Spencer Powers lurking around in the back somewhere. So he's kind of looking over both shoulders. But then you made the comment of, I'd like to see Spencer gone. So when Spencer leaves,
I think Spencer, it's about time he gets a little help, maybe.
help.
Yeah.
I don't know if PWA has a sponsored
Wellness
program to help out with that.
Well, hopefully he can get the help then. Maybe on his own.
Maybe we can ask one of the great sponsors to help with that.
That'd be a good idea.
Yeah. So, Gold Rush is starting to shape up. You have two great big main events. Guy Smith, Blake Steele, heavyweight title. You've got the triple threat for the PWA tag team titles. The Decon, Smash and Flash, and Tom Arson and Bradley Stevens III.
All right. You know another guy in PWA, this is kind of off the cuff a little bit, but another guy in PWA that kind of rubs me the wrong way, is the young thriller Derek Moss. You know who I'm talking about.
Well, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Curly-haired fella.
Uh-huh.
I've invited him to lunch too, on the days that I wasn't busy, which I usually wouldn't make time for someone like that because I don't want to be seen in public with, it's embarrassing.
Because he has more hair than you?
Are you kidding?
That's embarrassing?
Well, wait a minute.
He's got more hair than me, and I'm not embarrassed to be in public.
Well, I'm not embarrassed to be in public, but be in public with him, I might be a little taken aback. Everybody will stare.
So he rubs you the wrong way because he has this full head of hair.
No, that isn't the real reason. The real reason is he always tells me he's busy, and he gives me the brush off.
I mean, I can call him and ask him why if you really want me to.
He doesn't like Tom Arson very much.
I probably wouldn't like Tom Arson very much either if I had to use a crony to get past the young thriller Derek Moss.
What are you talking about?
What am I talking about?
Oh,
Weren't you there?
yes.
Yeah. So you saw what I saw, right?
Well, I think you might have been looking at a different angle than me.
A different angle than you.
Right.
I was looking at the exact same angle that you were looking at.
I'd like to know what camera you and Archie are using.
It's the same camera that's used every single show we have. It's just whatever way you're standing in a room looking at the camera, Mickey.
Well, maybe.
Yeah.
My camera's better than because of my angle. I don't see none of that stuff you guys are talking about all the time.
Well, Derek Moss, he's an up-and-comer. We've said it for months, and I've got a feeling that he's going to step up here and he's going to start showing some of the PWA roster exactly why he's still here and what he wants.
Maybe we can talk him into getting a haircut.
I don't know if that's going to work. That's kind of his thing. So,
everybody's got their own taste.
Yeah, that's true.
Derek Moss should get a haircut like Nelson Six.
Oh,
That would be awesome.
that'd be okay.
It'd be a curly Q mohawk.
A curly Q mohawk.
Derek Moss, he's all curly.
Are you gonna, hashtag that? You want me to help you with the PWA Twitter so you can hashtag that? Curly Q mohawk?
I don't even know what you're talking about.
I showed you earlier on the Twitter thing.
You said a hashtag.
You don't. Look, there's so many things that we could talk about, so many things that we got to talk about. What about the new crop?
Pinfall Academy?
The new crop.
Oh,
You're there.
man. Those guys, I'm sorry to say, if they run circles around almost even the trainers now, they've been in there doing so good. It's really, and I totally agree with PWA having the Pinfall Academy for anybody coming in that wants to be a part of, the PWA family. Because if you want to be a pro wrestler or anything, we do, it's not something you can just walk up and do.
Oh no, it's not.
You've got to have training. It's a must. And out there in the wrestling world, you can see, and I'm not trying to be, biased towards PWA or anybody else, but you can see the difference between trained athletes and untrained athletes.
Oh, you're not kidding. I was at one of those shows once. It was probably the most horrendous thing I've ever seen.
Well, I have to agree. But with PWA, you can come in fresh off the street, go through the Pinfall Academy with the best trainers, and in the best environment, and then before you know it, I'm not saying it's easy, because I have seen these boys are in there sweating, they're in there working, and it's going to pay off for them, because they're going to go through all this, and then boom, they're PWA stars, and they have earned it. I've seen these people in here busting their butt, and it is well worth it. The Pinfall Academy is one of the best things PWA has done, because it starts the whole new crop. And then for guys like myself and a few others, once we step aside, do other things, we've got a whole fresh batch of them.
That's right. That's where the new crop begins.
That's right.
Pinfall Academy. And if you want to be part of the Pinfall Academy, all you gotta do is call 217-679-6401. Get into the next class here this summer.
Oh, I encourage anyone that wants to be in pro wrestling, do it.
That's probably one of the biggest things we had here was the Pinfall Academy, and I'm glad I was part of that. I enjoyed myself in the first season, being there with the guys, and seeing what they go through. And a lot of people don't know what goes on inside the ring, outside the ring. A lot of people don't understand what this business really is until you step foot in here and you see it firsthand.
Oh yeah, and I mean there's so much flack about professional wrestling, but it is definitely a lot more to it than most people think there is. And it's not easy. Anybody that says it's easy or that we're just fake, that it's not true. Them guys are. Oh, look at Archie.
Yeah.
It's not fake. Things could happen. Bones could break. I mean, these guys are coming in there fresh, brand new. And we have trainers like Zero Hype Guy Smith, who takes time out of his personal life to come in here and, mold the whole new crop. And you just got a lot of good trainers, a lot of good people. And before you know it, bam, you're going to have all these new PWA stars. They can take me to lunch.
I think you and I are going to have a closed door meeting about this lunch thing.
You can go too.
Oh, you buy it? And you're a Hall of Famer. You got all the money now.
I'm still in negotiation about my raise.
The negotiations about your raise. Okay. Well, Mickey, I want to get your final thoughts on what happened at Saturday Night Carnage, Gold Rush coming up.
With Saturday Night Carnage, I do believe that me and Archie were put into a position we should not have been put into. We're there to do a job, Spencer Powers took all of his anger and aggression out on us, and unfortunately, my good friend Archie took the brunt of it. So, you know, my thoughts is, I guess the last thing I can say about it is, I hope the PWA executives do the right thing and, you know, handle the situation as they see accordingly. Until then, we just hope for Archie to come back.
He'll be back. Now, what about Gold Rush on March 28th?
Well, with that, I guess I'm a little excited. I'm not really happy about the tag team. I guess it'll be a good match. I guess I'm kind of anxious to see the winner myself. I honestly have to say that.
So you're going to be the rooting for Smash and Flash to win and congratulate them then, basically?
Oh, no.
Well, that's who's going to win.
Oh, that's baloney, Tim.
Well, that baloney's in a package that you buy at the store and you put on bread.
Turn that down for what? Smash and Flash is not going to win that match.
Okay. What about Blake Steele, Guy Smith, the PWA Heavyweight Championship?
It'll be one of the best matches for anybody to see in Central Illinois. If you are a fan of pro wrestling, you got to come see this match. You got to see the Apex Blake Steele win the PWA Heavyweight Championship.
March 28th, Lanphier High School, Zero Hype Guy Smith winning and retaining the PWA Heavyweight title against the Apex Blake Steele.
What'd you say? That's not right. That's not right. But anyway,
What's not right?
We are going to be at Lanphier High School.
You're darn right.
1300 North 11. And you know, we've had a lot of people ask about, you know, the history of Lanphier, and it's phenomenal. And hopefully, you know, some of those old timers might be back someday. PWAs, the doors are always open, so people need to stay tuned to PWA. If you like pro wrestling, they need to turn into PWA, you know, and really come to the shows, because that's where the most excitement is. You know, you can only see so much on those, you know, things there, the computers and the, what do you call them?
Smartphones.
Smarty phones. You can only see so much. The action at Lanphier High School is the best. They need to come see it.
But you're telling these guys out here about PWA, and they need to pay attention and come see us and all.
Oh, yeah.
How else can they come and see PWA besides Lanphier High School? How else can they keep track of PWA?
Oh, they can go to the Facebook page, facebook.com/PWA Springfield, or what do we have? We have YouTube.
Yeah.
We have YouTube, youtube.com/Pinfall Wrestling Association, or Turnbuckle TV.
Turnbuckle TV.
We have our own. youtube.com/Turnbuckle TV.
And they can also see us at pinfallwrestlingspringfield.net.
Oh yeah, the new site.
The new website. That's the one you see on the computer, not the one you look outside.
I got the memo.
Okay. So, March 28th is Gold Rush.
It is.
Zero Hype Guy Smith, Blake Steele. Tag team title match. Smash and Flash, Decons, Tom Arson and Bradley Stevens III.
You need to turn that down.
Yeah.
Well, why? What you and Archie have so much against this? Lord.
Stay tuned, folks. We'll announce soon here when the pre-sale tickets go on sale at Yanni's Euros. Speaking of Yanni's, you want to hit our sponsors?
Oh, I sure will. Springfield Iron and Metal and FNW Resources, newest members of the PWA family. Then we also have Shaner's Tire, Shaner's Towings, and Order to Eat, which, by the way, I do have that. I have to check in the front office when we get.
I don't see any rice in front of me, Mickey.
Well, they haven't buzzed us yet.
Oh, okay.
That little red light will go on when they buzz us.
There's a red light in here that buzzes?
Yeah, I accidentally tripped it one day.
I think that's the burglar alarm.
Oh, well, no wonder Archie was mad.
Penn Station East Coast Subs.
No,
Best subs in town.
they're awesome.
And Riverton Party Store.
Yeah.
Get all your party needs. Say hi to Jeb.
All in one place.
That's right. Well, I know I'm going to be at Gold Rush. I don't have a choice. I kind of have to be.
Yeah, you gotta have your stripes.
Yep. And you said you're gonna be there?
I will be there.
And Archie's telling us he's going to be there.
He promised to be there.
So, March 28th, Lanphier High School, guys. You don't want to miss this show.
Apex Blake Still will be the new PWA champion, and somebody's going to come out with the tag team champions that's not turned down for Smash and Flash. Got that song stuck in my head.
Yeah, we're gonna play it here as soon as we go off the air tonight.
No.
Anyway, March 28th, Gold Rush, folks. Lanphier High School. Tim Gibbons.
And Mickey Thomas.
Have a good night.